Hey Thunderbolts, it's me Static The Hedgehog here. Today I'm gonna read the history of the Sonic SATAM characters, so that we learn more about the characters, long time ago. So what I'm gonna do, I will try every Friday to read the SATAM characters, one character in a 1 week on Friday, then the next time the next character. So that's all, let us begin. Oh, I forgot. For some of them know the history of Sonic SATAM characters, good for you. But for some of them that didn't know the history, you're gonna find out today. So again, that's all and let us begin. So, the character that I read in history is Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic was born in 3390 and he was raised by his uncle Sir Charles Hedgehog, who he affectionately called Uncle Chuck. During his childhood, he made friends with Sally, the princess of Mobotropolis, spending most of her time with her. In 3224, however, Dr. Robotic made a coup and seized the power of Mobotropolis, transforming the city into Robotropolis. Well, most of the population got turned into worker bots by Dr. Robotnik robot sizer. Sonic and several other children managed to escape the North Hole village with the aid of Rosie. In time, Sonic and the other children will come together to form the North Hole Freedom Fighters, a group of freedom fighters determined to end Robotnik's dictatorship and restore peace to Mobius. At the age of 10, Sonic was already doing his first solo mission, and authored without permission. As the years passed, Robotnik reigned to remain unbroken, but Sonic managed to make himself foremost enemy of Robotnik, whom he will keep opposing into his teenage years. While out in the Great Forest with Rotor, Sonic will practice playing the guitar to impress Sally. While there, and he also saved Tails when he came under attack by a boss bomber. When his surveillance orb later came over to check on Sonic, Sonic told Robotnik, who was washing the torch to the surveillance orb. That is the days were numbered. Then, along with Rotor and Tails, he returned to the Knuckle Village where Sally was preparing the catapults. However, she needed the additional parts, so Sonic went to Robotopolis to get the parts Sally needed, picking up Tails along the way. With Robotropolis, Sonic and Tails managed to escape from the SWAT-bots patrol and get the parts they needed, only for them to stumble upon Muskie, Sonic roboticized dog, confronting Muskie and afford to get him back. Sonic managed to assume control over Muskie, but only for a moment. Once Muskie began to attack him again, Sonic had no choice but to run away with Tails. When the SWAT bots then began chasing him, Sonic retreated into air dock loading past Robotnik's war room. There Sonic overheard Robotnik's plan to disclose the location of Knuckleverse by destroying the Great Force with chemicals that his boss bomber would deploy. Due to a mishap committed by Tails, however, Sonic and Tails slipped into Robotnik's war room and were captured. Fortunately, Sonic managed to escape with Tails, and when they get cornered by Robotnik and his forces, Sonic used his power of a power ring to escape Tails and return to the North Hole. There, Sonic warned everyone about the Robotnik's attack. Fortunately, Sally had prepared the catapults, which were ready to be loaded with water balloons for circuiting the boss bombers. Once the boss bombers arrived, Sonic helped launch the Freedom Fighters to attack on the boss bomber. He also managed to destroy Robotnik Hedgehog missile, which and designed by Robotnik in the case Sonic interfered. After the boss bomber were forced into retreat and to retreat of the chemicals their character were neutralized, Sonic and Sally returned the knockout together. Some time after, Sonic, Antoine, and Cat met, met with Sally in one of the hangars in Robotropolis. There, while trying to sabotage Robotnik's steel bots, Sonic helps Sally get a message from her father, when Antoine later accidentally revealed their instruction. Sonic got the SWAT bot's attention, gave his friends to change chance to escape. During the evacuation, however, Cat got captured and Sonic decided to get him back. Meanwhile, Sally and Antoine went to the dark swamp to find the source of the message from the king. Sonic eventually managed to break into Felicity holding Cat. There, however, Cat warned him that Dr. Robotnik was tracking Sally. In order to save Sally, Sonic had no choice to leave Cat and go find Sally. However, he promised Cat that he would come back for him. While Sonic ran towards to the dark swamp, however, a steelbot managed to track him down. Sonic, however, managed to lure the steelbot into a trap with tree trunk that destroyed it. By then, following Sally and Antoine trails, Sonic arrived at an iron lock prison where he catch up with his friends. Inside the prison, Sonic helps Sally to get her father's message from an old computer, only for a trapdoor to open beneath them a moment later. The hero consequently landed in the sewer where a monster attacked them. Sonic, however, managed to defeat the monster thanks to the power of a power ring, and he turned out that monster was just a robot. Following then the map of the sewer that Sally got from the message from her father, Sonic, Sally, and Antoine found their way back to the Steelbot hangar, where they managed to reprogram the robots. Sonic then left to get Cat, but found his cell empty when he arrived. With Cat gone, Sonic withdrew from Robotropolis, and when Robotropolis sent the Steelbots after them, they were destroyed. Sonic then pulled out a surveillance orb and told Robotnik that this Steelbot destruction was payback for Cat. Sonic, Sally, and Bonnie later carried out an attack on the SWAT boss factory in Robotropolis. Sonic's assignment was to plant explosives around the factory, which he performed swimmingly until Robotnik's robot came after him. However, he eventually managed to escape using the power of a power ring. After turning to not however, Sonic realized that Sally had gone missing. After waiting patiently for the next power ring to emerge from the Lake of Rings, Sonic ran to the rescue. Running to the Robotropolis, Sonic managed to get Sally out of the prison and bring her back to the Knuckle. However, Sonic later learned that the SWAT boss factory was still operational, meaning that they had to try and destroy it again. When they prepared to take off the next day, however, Tails warned Sonic that Sally might be a robot. Sonic, however, did not believe him. Later, Sonic, Rotor, Bonnie, and Sally snuck into Robotropolis, and despite their unintentional success, they soon found themselves harassed by constant patrols, as if Robotnik knew their every move. Soon after, Sonic discovered that the Sally that was with him was exactly a Sally bot, a robot angel for Robotnik disguised as Sally. After Sally bot ran away, Sonic ran in pursuit of her, only to get immobilized by a puddle of Megamach. Fortunately, Sonic's friends came to save him, and Bonnie released him from the Megamach. Sonic then followed Sallybot and managed to overheat the circuits, shutting her down. The heroes then interrogated the robot and found out that their real Sally was to be roboticide soon. After Rotor reprogrammed Sallybot, Sonic snuck into Robotnik's headquarters and freed Sally, while having Sallybot take her place in the roboticizer. Afterward, Sonic and his friends, who managed to destroy the SWAT boss factory in Sonic's absence, returned to Knock Hall, where Sonic revived a kiss from Sally. Soon after, Sonic and Sally attempted to sabotage Roboticizer, but Sniffly detected them when they were rummaging through the air ducts. Making their escape, Sonic and Sally left the meetup with Rotor, Antoine and Bonnie. While escaping from their pursuers, Sonic and Sally withdrew to an underground train station with a train that took expansion to Crystal Mine. There, Sonic saw his roboticized Uncle Chuck board the train, waiting for the safe Chuck. Sonic headed for the Crystal Mine with his friends after meeting up them, and the entrance to the Crystal Mine, Sonic approached to Chuck, who began to attack him. Regardless, Sonic managed to take him to the rest of his friends with Bonnie aid. Using their power ring, the heroes managed to return Chuck his sense. Upon regaining his might, however, Chuck took the heroes into the crystal mine and showed them a massive energy crystal, which Robotnik forces were intended to extract. If that much energy crystal was removed, then Mobius' ecosystem will be destroyed. Taking action, Sonic, Bonnie, and Chuck took the control of the Dinobot, which they planned to use to destroy the ropes pulling the energy crystal of the mine. Well, Sally and the others headed to control room. All thought the SWAT bots tried to stop Sonic Team. The hero eventually destroyed the ropes, which made the crystal fall back into the mine and get shattered. Having accomplished their mission, Sonic and his friends planned to get out of the crystal mine by train. However, along the way, the power ring used to restore Chuck's mind wore off, causing Chuck to turn back into an aggressive robot. All thought Sonic did not want to leave him. His friends forced him to do so in order to escape Robotnik forces. On the train ride, however, Sonic promised that he will come back for his uncle. The Knockout Freedom Fighters, not including Sonics, later built a Freedom Stormer, an airplane which they intended to cross the Great Mountains in the east to ruins of Mega in order to retrieve the secret scrolls. Sonic, however, decided to run here on his own. Upon arriving there, helped them the Freedom Stormer land. Sonic and his friends soon after discovered that there were many mysteries among the rules of Maga. Open the encountering in the hedge and particular, Sonic used his super spin to dig thrust to the hedge, which ensured that the rest of the team could get roots. After clearing many more different traps and obstacles, Sonic and Co. eventually found and obtained the secret scrolls. Soon after, however, Robotnik and Sniffly arrived with the several SWAT bots in the order to take away the scrolls. Taking up himself and distract Robotnik and his lackeys where his friends got away. Sonic engaged his foes before starting to run away. When he later rejoined his friends, Sonic revealed to them that he was being followed by the surveillance orb. In order to help Sonic, the hero suggested that he use his breed of Mobius, an ancient and powerful wind tunnel mentioned in the secret scrolls that lay somewhere in the ruins. Sonic thus ran to his tunnel and take refuge inside, and between the gusts of the wind it blew out. When Robotnik and his forces then arrived at the wind tunnel, the breed of Mobius released a gust of wind that blew them off a cliff. Sonic, however, managed to stay in tunnel thanks to his power of a power ring. Afterward, Sonic joined his friends on the way back home and in the Freedom Storm. When Nicole began to malfunction, Sonic helped Sally to get some spare spots in Robotropolis. Afterward, Sonic learned about the extents of the Forbidden Zones, where the wizard Laterzzz rested. After hearing that Laterzzz had a computer filled with spells that could come in handy, Sonic decided to go to the Forbidden Zone and get that computer despite Sally's warnings. Eventually, Sonic found Laterzz's fortress in the Forbidden Zone, but there were furious traps and obstacles waiting for him inside it, including Laterzz's guardian. Sonic, however, managed to avoid all the threats, but when he reached Laterzz's resting place, the wizard suspected him of stealing his computer, which was already gone. Laterzzz then imprisoned Sonic in a bubble. After learning that Robotnik had the computer touch, Sonic convinced Laterzzz to let him go so that he could get his computer back. However, as an assurance that Sonic would keep his word, Laterzzz takes Sonic's speed away. Despite having lost his great strength, Sonic managed to sneak into Robotnik's headquarters. After arriving there, however, he was attacked by Sally and Bonnie, who helped Robotnik and hypnotized with Laterzz's computer. Regardless, Sonic managed to break free and recover the computer. He then used his smart to free Sally and Bonnie from Robotnik's spell, and together with his friends, he fled from Robotnik's headquarters. Returning to the Forbidden Zone, Sonic gave Laterzzz his computer back and regained his speed. Sonic then offered Laterzzz to join the Freedom Fighters, but Laterzzz insisted on staying and keeping watch over his computer in order to ensure no one evil would come out of it. Sonic thus bid Laterzzz goodbye, who vanished shortly afterwards before returning the knockout with his friends. Sonic, Sally and Bonnie later attack Robopolis' power generator. Well, they managed to destroy it. Robotnik revealed that he had a backup generator. Sonic later participated in a race organized by Dr. Robotnik in order to distract Robotnik while his friends destroy his backup generator. During the race, Sonic encountered furious traps designed for him, including a very fast robot cheetah. Regardless, Sonic managed to avoid being fried by a laser grin and being pulled into a pole by a mechanical arm. He also survived falling from the great heights when the robot cheetah tried him into the sky. Near the end of the race, Sonic was about to overtake the robot cheetah, but then he noticed a signal that indicated that Antoine was in trouble at the backup generator. Not willing to risk his friend's life, Sonic abandoned his race and came to his friend's aid to backup generator, which Sonic managed to short circuit by insert a power ring into its gears. Sonic, Antoine, Sally and Bonnie then escaped safely from Robotropolis. All thought Sonic did not win the race. He took solace in knowing that Robotnik has lost a spare generator. A while afterwards, Sonic destroyed the Shredder when it began to cutting down the Great Force. The following evening, Sonic was praised by everyone for his heroism, and and he even revived a kiss from Sally. However, Sonic would later learn that Antoine had stolen a power ring for an attempt to capture Robotnik and impress Sally. All thought Sonic did not like having to save Antoine. Sonic nevertheless ran to, the, to the rescue. However, Robotnik had prepared a sonic radar powered by the power ring he stole from Antoine. Every time Sonic ran, the radar will lock into him and fire a laser at him with a deadly accuracy. Eventually, thought Sonic managed to fake his death by leaving a torn glove on the ground, with Robotnik now believing him to have been liquidated. Sonic snuck into Robotropolis. On the way to Robotnik's headquarters, however, Sonic noticed that a new shredder was being deployed. Inside the city, Sonic managed to save Antoine from roboticization. He then ran off to stop Robotnik's shredder, with Aqua and companion him on the trip. All thought the two managed to destroy the shredder by tricking the sonic radar into firing at the robot. Sonic and Antoine were soon surrounded by SWAT bots. Antoine, however, managed to fish the power rings out of the sonic radar and give it to Sonic, who used it to escape Robotnik and his SWAT bots with Antoine. Sonic and Antoine returned afterwards to the North Hall, where Sonic will listen to Antoine bragging for a while, much to his own dismay. When Sonic and Co found a rocket booster that crashed near Knuckle, Sally discovered that Robotnik had sent his Sky Spy into space, a space station equipped with numerous sensors that could uncover the location of Knuckle. Robotnik had already sent a steel bot for preliminary spying, but Sonic had Rotor stopping it by frying it with an electro energy wave, causing the crash. Sonic and Rotor then flew into space to stop Sky Spy in the rocket made from the fallen rocket booster. After making it on board with the Sky Spy, however, the space station surveillance bot detected them, thus alerting the Sky Spy's crew to Hero's instructions. Sonic and Rotor subsequently fled from the surveillance bot, only to get caught to the tentacles of another robot. Fortunately, Sonic broke free from the tentacles and tied the robot up with his own tentacles before rescuing Rotor. Later, Sonic went undercover disguised as a robot in order to infiltrate the Sky Spy canteen, which was where the other crew members stayed, in order to get an information. There, Sonic showed off his guitar playing, which the robots found horrible. Regardless, Sonic managed to get the information about the location of the main spy sensor before he was exposed. As the robots surrounded him, however, Sonic escaped and took Rotor to safe place. Then, together with Rotor, they overpowered one of the guards and destroyed the spy sensors, causing the whole Sky Spy to start falling apart. Eventually, by using a hover unit on board the Sky Spy, Sonic and Rotor managed to return to the Great Forest. However, Sally had noticed that the Sky Spy was now unstable and that it could fall any minute now and cause serious damage. Sonic and Rotor thus used his Rotor super magnet to pull the Sky Spy into its wasters. After running the Knockhole, Rotor constructed a machine for Sonic to tie his clothes. However, something went wrong and Sonic ended up with a mohawk. One night, Sonic had a nightmare about Sally getting roboticized, and he was powerless to stop it. The next day, Sonic learned that Robotnik was planning to create toxic rain by poisoning the atmosphere of the planet with his cloud booster. As the freedom fighter set out to stop Robotnik, Sonic himself was sent to his island of Nimbus, where Robotnik planned to pick up the chemicals for his plan to see if there were any civilians there that needed to be evacuated. Sonic found nobody there, however, and he returned home, only discovered that none of his friends were there. After investigating the trail of the convict carrying the booster, Sonic realized his friends had been kidnapped while he trying to stop the cloud booster. Sonic thus ran back to his island of Nimbus, where he managed to escape from homing fireball that Robotnik sent after him. Making then his way towards the Swashbot, Sonic found his friends trapped in a cage. Sonic wanted to release them, but by then the cloud booster began to spraying his chemicals. Sonic then began remembering his nightmare, but he managed to snap out of it with the help of Sally. Coming up with a plan after that, Sonic dug underground and found an old oil plumbing machine, which he got going with his speed. This led to his launch of the stream of the oil from a chimney into a cloud booster, which got flooded with the oil crashed. Afterwards, with the aid of Sally, Antoine, and Bonnie, Sonic freed his friends from their cage with his power wing. Sonic then took his friends off the island of Nimbus, which subsequently sank into a river. Sonic, Sally, and Antoine later sabotaged the traffic control center in Robotropolis. However, SWAT was ended up surrounding them during their escape. However, they were saved by Griff, who showed them the passage to the underground city of the Lower Mobius. While spending their time there, Sonic tried to eat the local chili dogs. However, he had to put that on and hold because of the Griff needed help with Redbot attack. Finding the Redbot, Sonic started to fight them and managed to trick them into defeating themselves. However, when the biggest Redbot arrived, the gang tried to get away. However, Griff could not start in his hover sled, so Sonic pushed it back to lower Mobius himself by using his power ring to empower himself. Once they were safe, Griff showed how impressed he was at the power ring's capabilities. Afterwards, Sonic tried again to eat chili dogs, only for Antoine to interrupt him, who revealed that Griff was making a move on Sally. Sonic and Antoine thus tried to separately to earn Sally's interest, but Sally found their offer ridiculous and offensive to Griff after everything he had done for them. The next day, Griff went with the heroes to the Great Forest. However, when Griff's hover sled seemingly broke down when he tried to return home, Sally suggested that he could spend the night in Knockhole, which Sonic did not like. Later at night, Sonic teased Sally about what Griff had that he had not. Sadly thought, Antoine informed them that there was something wrong with the Lake of Rings. As such, Sonic defied in the lake and discovered that the lake power rock was gone. The group then discovered that Griff had stolen the power rock and since both Griff and his hover sled and he had disappeared. Sonic thus ran back to Lower Mobius, where he helped the Resistant and Griff defeat two Red Boss who had managed to sneak into the city. Learning that Griff stole the power rock so that his city could have power source to replace the Engine one, that he made it possible for them to live underground. Sonic recovered the power rock, but broke a fragment of it off and gave it to Griff, thus allowing to the city to keep cruising for a while longer. Later, Sonic was practicing playing the guitar while fishing in the Great River. When he caught a fish, however, Sonic got pulled into a great river by the fish. Much to Sonic's surprise, after returning the knuckle, Sonic knocked out some green water from the great river out of his ears. Sonic Echo immediately after discovered that the green water had special properties that made plants grow rapidly. Needing help to get the plants that were planting growing, Sonic, Sally, Antoine, and Rotor sailed down to the Great River in order to get more green water. During the cruise, however, the group got sucked into a containment underground lake by a whirlpool. There, while Sonic and Rotor diverted garbage that was about to collide with their damaged the boat, Antoine disappeared. The heroes sailed on, however, hoping to find him. Along the way, they came across an increasing polluted water and in a waterfall. Fortunately, Sonic managed to push their boat away from the waterfall and into a branching river. There, however, their boat began to sink into boiling water, but Sonic, Sally, and Rotor managed to get up on the dry land by using these vines hanging from the ceiling. Soon after, they came across underground flowers that wanted to bite them. While Sonic managed to tie them up, Sally disappeared while he and Rotor were distracted. Sonic subsequently went further into a cave with Rotor. Eventually, they found a cave with a throne. There, Sonic got kidnapped by the Kraken, and Sonic ordered Rotor to flee. After Rotor got away, the Kraken suspected Sonic of the contaminating and destroying his kingdom, after which he imprisoned Sonic together with Sally and Antoine and in a pool that they slowly began sinking into. Fortunately, Rotor arrived and helped Sonic by pulling a power ring out for Sonic's backpack. With the power ring's power, Sonic saved himself and Sally, while Rotor pulled out Antoine. The heroes then met the Kraken again and began to explain to him that the one behind the pollution of his underground kingdom could be no one else Dr. Robotnik. Immediately after, the Kraken got bound by a snake of Probus, decided to examine them. Sonic ran into a surface through one of the tunnels made and by the snake of Probus. There, he discovered the Robotnik draining platform, which he sabotaged by pressing all the buttons in the control room at once. After the platform was destroyed, Sonic returned underground. There, Rotor purified the containment underground water with some of the green water, and in return for his help, the Kraken gave Sonic a bag filled with life-giving water. Returning to Noto, the heroes began using the Kraken's gift on the crops, with the result exceeding their expectations. Later, Sonic helped Rotor and Sally work on Bonnie Lake's ladders. Soon after, Tails brought Baby T, a small theropod, into a knothole. When he heard of the theropod, then he began to run past the knothole. However, Baby T broke free to join them. Tails tried to run after him, but fell into front of the stem-bending theropods. Fortunately, Sonic saved Tails from getting trampled. Soon after, Sally warned Sonic that theropods who were on their unusual in the migration in the wrong direction. Sonic thus rushed to the front of the theropod head and directed them into a small valley where they calmed down. Sally then found Mama T and tried to translating her speech with an invention of hers. Sonic, Sally, Rotor, Bonnie and Tails decided to afterwards accompany the Terrorbots to make sure they reached their destination, Boulder Bay. Upon reaching the Great Jungle, however, the group noticed some Steelbots and Robotnik's hovercraft approaching. Having no choice, Sonic and his team fled into the Great Jungle with the Theropods. They encountered a scorched plant, a plant capable of eating metal. When Sonic began considering to use these plants against Robotnik, he was suddenly caught by a wild vine that pulled him over a muddy pool. Mama T saved him, however, by using the trunk of a tree into a pole and allowing Sonic to catch Sonic floating for him to run back on the dry land with. During their subsequent wandering, the heroes were attacked by Steelbots. Sonic and his friends thus fled on the back of Mama T and Baby T, but Robotnik managed to trap them with an energy field. When Mama T tried to break through the force field, Sonic fell off Mama T and lost consciousness after hitting a tree. Rotor and Tails woke him up touch, and Sonic sent off to save Mama T when Robotnik caught her in the hovercraft cage. Jumping into the cage, Sonic began to detach it from Robotnik's hovercraft. Along the way, he received help from Bonnie. After Mama T was released, Sonic was a powering and initiated Super Spin to break through Robotnik's force field, allowing him and his friends to escape. The heroes then fled to the river, where Mama T gave them the idea to use the Scorchmans against Robotnik. When Robotnik and his Steelbots later found Sonic, Sonic lured them in a field full of Scorch plant. As such, the Steelbots were destroyed, and Robotnik lost track of his heroes. With Robotnik dealt with, Sonic and his friends escorted the herd of the Terrorpods to Boulder Bay, and it turned out that the Terrorpods were going to right direction all along. While helping Sally recover parts from the new de-robotizer from a fractured Hoover unit, Sonic saved Sally when Antwo almost crushed her with the remnants of the Hoover unit by accident. Immediately after, the knockoff Freedom Fighter noticed that SWAT casing a ram named Ari. At the request of Sally, Sonic lured SWAT bots over to her. There, the robots were destroyed by a magnetic field generator that the heroes found during their search. At night, Ari explained that he was a member of one of the Freedom Fighters group. Sally did not trust him because she had never heard of other Freedom Fighters before, but Sonic decided to trust Ari and help him free his Freedom Fighters, who had been captured by Dr. Robotnik. The next day, Ari showed Sonic to the fortress where Robotnik had imprisoned his Freedom Fighters. Thanks to the special goggles and provided by Ari, Sonic evaded to the sinkholes that protected the fortress. Soon after, however, Sonic got attacked by a toothed robot, but he managed to bury in the ground by luring into one of the sinkholes. Sonic then entered the fortress with Ari, only to see the exit door close behind him and just as Sally and Lucy arrived. Afterwards, Ari and Sonic reached to the room where Ari's Freedom Fighters were being held. When Sonic tried to release them, however, Sonic discovered that the prisoners were nothing but holograms. Ari trapped Sonic in the room, which turned out to be a big pinball table. Appearing then on nearby monitor, Robotnik introduced Sonic to the rules of the game. If he hit his bomber on the table, he would score points for himself and a portal into a void would close. However, the opposite will happen if the hedgehog hit the Robotnik's bombers. During the game, Robotnik tried to bounce Sonic around with the flippers, send SWAT balls after Sonic, and freeze Sonic. Sonic, however, resisted every attempt. Eventually, Sonic tried to use his power ring to save himself, but Robotnik made him drop to the power ring by hitting him with a flipper. Fortunately, Eddie came and helped Sonic with a magnet. Thanks to his, Sonic could harness the power ring properly and destroy the whole pinball table. In response, Robotnik set the portal to the void to start sunking everything in before self-destruction. While trying to escaping to pull in the void, Sonic tried to save Ari, but he failed. Before Ari was drawn into void, however, he mentioned to the king list to Sonic. This included a list of all Freedom Fighters groups. Sonic then get out of the fortress, which was destroyed by a self-destructing portal. Back in the knuckle, Sonic would discuss the king list with Sally. While returning from the robot troopers with Sally sometime after, Sonic saw Uncle Chuck. While Sonic tried to walk to him, Robotnik's Shriekbot spotted him and banged the firing at him. Sonic took Sally and started to run away with her. When Shriekbot caught up with them, Sally gives Sonic a power ring, which Sonic uses to escape from Robotropolis with Sally. After returning the knothole, the roboticizer was tested on Bunny. When he had seemingly restored Bunny to normalcy, Sonic decided to use this on Chuck. While waiting for a new power ring to emerge, however, Sally warned Sonic that they had to wait and see if the roboticizer effect were permanent. Sonic, however, did not listen to her. He subsequently crept into Robotropolis at night and snuck in a power ring to Chuck's doors. When Chuck grabbed the ring, he regained his consciousness and free will, thus finding Sonic take him to the knothole. There, the heroes tried to use this de-robocizer on Chuck, but they burned it out, and Chuck soon turned aggressive again. While the heroes locked Chuck in the cage, Sonic found out that the only source of the spare parts for the roboticizer was the original roboticizer. Regardless, Sonic went to the Robopolis and let himself get arrested so that the SWAT boss would take him to Robotnik. Once before Robotnik, Sonic broke free from the SWAT boss before and throwing Robotnik into his chair and spinning in it round. Taking advantage of this situation, Sonic stole the parts he needed from the roboticizer and returned to the knothole. Chuck was then turned back to normal, and Sonic was happy about his return. He also learned from Chuck that the worker boss know what's happening around them, but they cannot do anything about it. However, it soon turned out that the de-robocizer effect occasioned to work after some time. As such, both of Bunny and Chuck returned to being robotic, with the later kidnapping Antoine and Tails afterward. Sonic thus apologized to Sally for his impatience, who hugged him in return. Then, after getting a new power ring from the Lake of Rings, Sonic began to tracking Chuck. However, he got caught in the some Mega Mock Chuck had made, and Chuck escaped with Tails and Antoine. Fortunately, Sonic was saved by Sally, Dulcie and Bunny. After they pulled Sonic out of Mega Mock, he used his power ring and began to run into Robotropolis. There, he managed to find Chuck and convince him to fight Robotnik. Eventually, Chuck returned to his senses, although his body was still mechanical. Sonic offered him to return to North Hole, but Chuck decided to stay as spy. When the SWAT bots then began arriving, Sonic pretended that Chuck he had catch him. After Robotnik sent the Shriek bot after him, however, Sonic broke free and began to run away. While the machine was chasing him, Sonic ran in between the narrow buildings, leaving the Shriek bot to get destroyed when he tried to follow Sonic in between the buildings. After returning to North Hole, Sonic felt sad over how Chuck was now living, but Sally consoled him by telling him that Chuck was on their side now. Later, Sonic went to Robopolis to get a message to Chuck and he left the Freedom Fighters. Sonic, however, could not resist getting a chili dog. It was not until Sally admonished him that Sonic went and got the message as planned. After hearing the message contents, Sonic said after the second chili dog. Upon the getting, however, he noticed a group of Freedom Fighters being led of the roboticizer. While Sonic managed to save Freedom Fighters, he got hit by a memory scrambler by a tech bot and lost his memory. Sniffly later found Sonic, who confessed to Sonic that he was a friend and a double agent serving him. After telling Sonic that he had infiltrated the Freedom Fighter on his behalf, Sniffly ordered Sonic to find the knockout for him. Running into the Great Forest, Sonic eventually found Tails and tricked him to leading him to knockout by having a race with him. Although Sonic lost the race, he now knew of the location of the knockout. Tails, however, did notice Sonic's strange behavior, especially when Sonic could not recall which heart belonged to him. Once he was alone, Sonic constructed Sniffly, who ordered him to gather all the inhabitants in one place. When Sonic began looking for them, however, he could not find anyone. Once Sniffly arrived, he had Sonic search for Sally well and he captured the most of knockout Freedom Fighters. Upon finding Sally, Tails and Chuck, however, the heroes managed to him. Then, together with Sally and Chuck, Sonic went to Robotropolis, where he told Sniffly that Robotnik was his enemy. Then, after Sally and Chuck changed the knockout's coordinates in the database, Sonic escaped with his friend just before Robotnik's return. Sonic and Sally later carried out of the subversive mission in Robotropolis, but lost 2 of their people in the process. After returning to a knockout, Sonic suggests that they should have defeated the Robotnik before he rose to power. Upon hearing this, Dorothy mentioned that the Time Stones, artifacts that allowed their users to travel towards time, which rested on the floating island. Despite Sally's doubts about the possibility of the travel, she and Sonic decided to undertake his expedition. Dorothy subsequently took Sonic and Sally to the floating island. Just before they entering the island Palace Tooth, the stone of gargoyles on this island came to life and causing the gargoyles to disappear. Sonic then called upon Dorothy, who fled them back to the floating island. After entering the palace, Sonic and Sally overcame a maze full of stairs and found a strange door. Upon trying to open the door, however, Sonic and Sally got sucked into a whirlpool which disposed to them in a spacious room. There, they may be the keeper of the time stones, who gave them the riddle to solve. Once Selfie solved it, the hero revived the time stones, along with the instructions to think simultaneously about the time and place the world like to go back to. Sally gave Sonic the day to think about, but while thinking, Sonic accidentally about the chili dogs. Immediately after, the time stone struck the Mobotropolis where peace brought greeting them. Sonic and Sally then went out into the streets where they saw their younger counterparts visit the local chili dog hut. Soon after, Sonic and Sally went to see Uncle Chuck and revealed to him that Robotnik was planning to take over the city. They also learned about Robotnik had stolen roboticized plans from Chuck. Sonic later met his younger counterparts, who he's introduced himself to as Juice. After some childish battle, the two of them decided to have a race. Along with the way, however, the Sonic stumbled upon a convoy of Robotnik forces to ram it to the city. Worried, Sonic returned to Sally and Chuck. They then discovered that they had arrived at the day of the robotics coup and not week before that as ended. After waiting for Chuck to bring in Rosie and to bring the children to the knuckle in the case anything bad will happen, Sonic and Sally had an audience with the king, who recognized Sally as his daughter. However, it was too late. Robotnik force had already surrounded the palace and all this gathered in the throne room. Robotnik then revealed himself to the heroes and announced that he was taking over Mobotropolis, which will become Robotropolis from today. Meanwhile, young Sonic got curious and left to check out what was happening at the palace. Regardless of the warnings, with the other younger knockout freedom fighters. However, they were all caught by the SWAT boss and put in jail. Despite being surrounded, Sonic and Sally managed to escape from the palace when Chuck distracted the SWAT bot. They then went check on the children, but they could not find them. Shortly thereafter, they were arrested by the SWAT boss and thrown in jail. Along the way, they met their younger counterparts, whom they had to save from a robotization. With the help of Nico and Sally Touch, Sonic dug through to the cell and into air duct. The 10 stopped young Bonnie robotization by damaging the roboticizer so that they will take 2 hours for it to become operational again. Afterwards, they broke into Robotnik's computer and downloaded the roboticizer plans. However, they also learned that the destroyer was heading for the Great Forest. This event had never taken place to original timeline and could mean that the Knuckle as they know it would never exist. Sonic and Sally thus had to stop to an event from happening. The children, robotization and the destroyer. Having time before the roboticizer came back online, Sonic and Sally decided to stop destroyer first. Sniffly tried to stop them, but Sonic and Sally escaped him, ripping off his hair in process. Along the way, Sonic saved Sambina when several Hoover units attacked her. They then followed the destroyer to get the ship. Sally pulled out of a power ring for Sonic. Thanks to his power, Sonic was able to launch himself and Sally from the tree, drunk like a cannonball, and allowed himself to land destroyer's surface. However, the SWAT bots on board had been expanding them. To make things worse, Hoover units were approaching them. Eventually, Sambina came to their aid, and who destroyed the Hoover unit and made the destroyer crash. Excuse me. After tanking Sabina, Sonic and Sally returned to Robotropolis. Meanwhile, young Sonic was in the line by robotization and saw the roboticized Chuck. Around the same time, Sonic and Sally stumbled upon Rosie, who they took with them. Soon after, Sonic stopped his robotization and tried to snap Chuck back in his senses. Will Sally take a young Sonic away? Robotnik proceeded to grab Sonic, but the hedgehog broke free and made the doctor fall into roboticizer, which roboticized his left arm. The heroes fled afterwards and hid. Seeing how sandy young Sonic was over what happened to Chuck thoughts, Sonic promised him that Chuck will be the same as before. The two hedgehogs then joined the forces and defeated the SWAT bots forcing the exits, thus enabling their friends to escape the city. Running to safety afterwards, Sonic found himself beaten in the race by his younger self. But Sally consulted Sonic, saying that defeating himself. In addition, Sally asked Rosie to never leave Knothole, which she agreed to. This surprised Sonic, who thought that Sally did not want him to mess with the space-time continuum. When Robotnik was surrounded, the heroes with his forces, they used the time stones to return to the present. Back home, Sonic and Sally learned that Rosie had never been roboticized because she has always been in a Knothole. During an mission in Robotropolis with Antoine, Sonic would rebuke Antoine after almost refilled his place where Chuck left messages from the freedom fighters to the SWAT bots. The next day, Sonic tried to rest in, but Antoine attempts to master martial arts result in a Robotnik dummy being knocked into his hut, which made Sonic throw the dummy back at Antoine. Later, he threw Antoine himself out of his hut when he jumping on into his room. Later, Sonic and his friends went looking for Antoine, who had gone missing during the night. Upon finding him, however, they discovered that he was being treated like a king by the nasty hyenas. Eventually, they decided to leave him with the hyenas after announcing that he was leaving the Knothole freedom fighters. It turns out later, however, that the nasty hyenas eat their king, so Sonic and Co. went to save Antoine. Arriving in the nick of time, Sonic defeated a lot of hyenas, and Antoine helped him defeat his last one, who tried to sneak up Sonic from behind. After returning home, Sonic begrudgingly listened to Antoine's story about his fight with the hyenas. Some time later, Sonic was training Tails to become a future freedom fighter by teaching him tracking. Eventually, the heroes came across Antoine, who was supposed to be hiding so that Tails could track him down. Antoine claimed, however, to have seen a ghost, but Sonic brushed it off. Later, at night, the heroes camped out and Sonic told scary stories to Tails. Shortly after Sonic fell asleep, however, Tails woke him up, saying he saw a real ghost. Well unconcerned by Tails' claim, Sonic became alarmed when he discovered that Antoine was missing. After tracking Antoine for a while, the duo stumbled upon a mysterious shiny figure. Sonic told Tails to return to the camp where he confronted the ghost. Soon after Sonic discovered that shiny figure, he was just Antoine, who had the gutter covered in the glowing motes while sleepwalking. Sonic and Antoine then went looking for Tails for a long time, and when they finally found him, they explained to him that there was no ghost. The next day, however, they got disturbed when they discovered the Gooper Highwayman's medal, an object from one of the Sonic scary stories. Hearing the ghostly Morse afterward, Sonic took Tails and Antoine and escaped the part of the Force with them. Sonic and Lucy later help Uncle Chuck and get to the Robotnik's headquarters. During the mission, however, Sonic was detected at the flee from the SWAT bots and some Megamach units. During his escape, the Megamach units were able to imprison Sonic in Megamach. Dr. Robotnik then personally flew into the catch Sonic. Fortunately, Sonic was safe when Dulcie came to help. Back over the Great Falls, however, Dulcie had a hard landing in the knothole, and during the founding night, she entered a trance and started flying over the Great Plain. Sonic and Sally followed her, however, and he managed to rescue her from some Hoover units who wanted to capture her. Back in the knothole, the heroes found out that Dulcie heard a mother voice in her dreams restored her to fly to Dragon Nest. Sonic and Sally found out that adult dragons laid their eggs there, and younger dragons could be called their luck after them. Eventually, Dulcie realized what she had to do and flew to the nest, with Sonic unable to stop her. Shortly thereafter, the heroes revived the letter from Chuck, who said that Robotnik was planning to capture the dragons in the nest. As such, Sonic left Sally to rescue Dulcie. Thanks to the power of the Power Ring, Sonic got himself and Sally to his nest with them 2 times to spare, only to see Robotnik kidnap a dragon. Fortunately, it was not Dulcie. Sonic and Sally then entered the nest and saw Dulcie was taking care of the dragon's egg. The hero thus decided to take the egg with them and rescue its mother, whom Robotnik had kidnapped. While Sonic flew through the deep canyon on Dulcie with Sally and the egg, however, Robotnik appeared and chased after them. Fortunately, they managed to lose Doctor. After returning the knothole, Sonic and Sally and Dulcie left the dragon egg under the care of Bonnie. They then went to Robotropolis to stop the convoy taking the mother dragon to Robotic Station. With the help of Chuck, they organized a trap where they successfully managed to use Megamach and units against Robotnik and his SWAT-bots, and save the mother dragon. Sonic and Co. then returned to Knothole for the egg, from which a young dragon was hatched. Afterwards, the mother dragon thanked the heroes for everything, and they flew away with her child to a place where Robotnik could never find them. Sometimes after, Sonic was running towards to the great unknown when the portal to Void suddenly opened in the front of him. Fortunately, Sonic managed to escape the suction into a void thanks to the Power Ring. In the aftermath, he found a strange artifact on the ground which he took with him to the knothole. Upon showing the artifact to Sally thanked him, as the artifact was first proof of the existence of the Mandoras. Sonic after had to go to Robotropolis because Chuck was requesting his presence. Inside Chuck's hideout, Sonic learned that Robotnik was calling all his commanders in for a meeting on something called the Doomsday Project. Upon hearing this, Sonic decided to remain vigilant. To returning to Knockwood afterwards, Sonic found Nicole lying on the floor. Knowing that Sally would never leave without Nicole, Sonic knew something was wrong. Picking up Nicole, and Sonic found out what happened to Sally after convincing Nicole to speak clearly by shaking her and scrambling some of her circuits in the process. It turned out that the artifact he found had created a red energy to talk Sally and Bonnie to the void. Sonic thus decided to return to the great unknown and investigate the matter. There, he began to search for the portal to the void using Nicole. While there, however, Sonic got attacked by the Robotnik forces. Although Sonic managed to escape Robotnik forces, He soon ran into a portal to a void, Wispy begging to suck him in. Meanwhile, Robotnik forces caught up to Sonic and begging to push him towards to the portal. It was then that Nico told Sonic to relax. He was already looking for a void. Sonic just let him get sucked into a portal. Within the void, Sonic met the sorcerer Nagus, who had frozen Sally and Bonnie in the crystal. He released them, however, after the arrival of Sonic. Nagus revealed that Robotnik had imprisoned him into a void, and he needed Sonic's speed to get him out of it. Sonic did want to help Nagus, however, so he took Sally and Bonnie with him, fleeing towards to the portal leading out of the void. However, Nagus cut them off by imprisoning them inside at the tunnel. In response, Sonic uses Super Spin to dig them out of the tunnel to a place that resembled the King's palace. Inside the palace, Sonic, Sally and Bonnie found the king, who had seemed very ill. Upon seeing them, the king asked Sonic to take him out of the void. The hedgehog agreed, and together with the king, Sonic found a portal out of the void and took the king towards it. Once outside the void, however, Sonic discovered that the one of the had rescued was exactly Nagus in disguise. The wizard then froze Sonic in a crystal and told him that he will take care of Robotnik. Afterwards, he freed Sonic and told him to go save his friends. Soon after, Sonic managed to pull Sally, Bonnie, Harry, and the real king out of the void. After a while, however, it turned out that Nagus and the king had returned to the void, or they were turned into dead crystal statues. Before leaving, however, the king saved Sally a list of various vriendenfighting groups. Sonic then saw Nagus and the king return to the void with the aid of Nagus' magic. After returning the North Hole, Sonic comforted a sad Sally and telling her that she got to see her father. And they had obtained her father's list and gotten Alice back. While walking together with Sonic, however, Sally began to take notice of Nicole's new behavior brought forth by Sonic's mishandling of her. During winter, Sonic and Antoine helped navigate Dulcie when she tried to land during a snowstorm, only for the dragon to crash and destroy Sonic's hut. As the snowstorm continued, Sonic found himself forced to wait for the storm to die down before they make an attempt to rebuild his hut. As such, he moved in with Antoine for a time being. However, Sonic's state badly affected the cleanliness of Cecil Antoine, who got vitally upset when Sonic left the muddy shoe print on his floor, tracked in the snow, and left his kitchen and covered with chili sauce. Eventually, Antoine lost his mind when Sonic begged to sleep around when dreaming that was fighting the Robotnik. After seeing Antoine's behavior, Sonic decided to move out to rebuild his hut, regardless of the snowstorm. One night later Sonic helped Roto to look for Antoine, who has disappeared along with Rebecca, Roto's mechanical assistant. The next day, Rebecca met Sonic and fell in love with him when the hedgehog imitated Antoine's French accent. Sonic, however, escaped from her, and Rebecca fell from the gust of a wind, and Sonic waited when he took off. Sonic after Sonic, Sally, Antoine came to the great unknown, the search of the Vriendenfighter group known as the Wolfpack. Upon reviving the short route, Nico headed to the Wolfpack headquarters. Sonic ran ahead of his friends. However, He soon came across a field with eternal lightning storms and he had to retreat. He also stopped Dorsey before he could fly into storm clouds. With the storm field in their way, the Knockoff Freedom Fighter followed the second route to Nickel Point out for them. Eventually, Antoine discovered the secret underground passage by accident. Sonic ran in first but came back when Dorsey and Antoine refused to go inside with him and Sally. Because Dorsey has a claustrophobia, Sonic told her to go back to Knockoff since letting her row him to great unknown alone was dangerous. Eventually, Dodge and Antoine decided to join Sonic and Sally into the tunnel. When the lights went out, however, Sonic lighted up some torches and handed them over to his friends. Sonic then ran ahead to check the tunnel out, eventually coming across a fork in the road. Sonic tried to both tunnels, but one of the dead end with abyss and the other on collapsed. Returning to Sally and Antoine, Sonic eventually found a wolf in the darkness. After Sonic and Sally asked him for a way out, the wolf took them to the trapdoor, which the trio fell towards. Fortunately, the trapdoor led them into a wolf pack to the headquarters. There met Looper, the leader of the wolf packs, who told them the history of her people and that they were being menaced by the test of Doomsday Pod. The heroes then told him about their plan to contact all the Freedom Fighters groups so that they could unite against Robotnik. Looper also showed them the weapons that the Wolfpack had stolen from Robotnik outpost. Under the cover of the night, Sonic and the Wolfpack rolled their artillery cannon out of the cave to use it against the Doomsday Pod. Along the way, the heroes had to hide from the Robotnik hovercraft which was patrolling in the area. Sonic also rescued Antoine when he was about to get cast by the hovercraft. After finding the Doomsday Pod, Sonic proceeded to see to the set up explosives in the canyon. When the Doomsday Pod approached, the Wolfpack pushed it back with their cannon. Sonic then detonated the explosive and burned the Doomsday Pod in rumble. However, the Doomsday Pod was soon back up and running. Immediately after, SWAT-bots Robotnik hovercraft, which was being pulled to Snively, enjoyed the fight. Sonic and Sally promptly in the safe place, where Sonic took matters into his own hands by grabbing a power ring and boosting his power. Approaching the Doomsday Pod from below, Sonic created a tornado that scattered the SWAT-bots, the Doomsday Pod, and Robotnik hovercraft. Despite this, the Doomsday Pod continued to operate, making Sonic and the Wolfpack retreat the caves. While they went over there, the next move, SWAT-bots managed to enter the Wolfpack's tunnels. It was then Sally had the idea of letting her and Sonic get arrested. Handcuffed, Sonic and Sally were brought before Snively. At the point, however, they turned to the table Snively, fighting back, breaking their handcuff with an aid of nickel. Let's see, where was I? Excuse me, people, I'm gonna find where I start. Let me see. There he is. They then tied up the Snively and took the Doomsday Pod's plans for themselves, which Sally uses to come up with a plan for destroying the Doomsday Pod before fleeing. Eventually, Sonic lured the Doomsday Pod into a field with the storm clouds. Using their power ring, Sonic outran the lightning bolt and survived. While the Doomsday Pod was destroyed by the lightning bolts, immediately lightning bolts, Immediately later, Looper revealed that they, they had made a contract with Polo and Derek, the leader of the Southern and the Eastern Freedom Fighters. Sonic, Sally, and Looper returned afterwards to Knuckle, were there together with Ari, Polo, and Derek, swore that they will fight Robotnik and stop the Doomsday Project. Sonic and Tails later relaxed into a hot spring in the Great Unknown when they noticed one of the Robotnik's frigate going by. Running after it, they came upon the Drot Hang, where Sniffly was leading in excavations, while hiding excavation, and while in hiding, Sonic and Tails managed to neutralize one of the serpent orbs approaching them. When Sonic tried to take a closer look at the excavations, SWAT was snuck up on him from behind. All thought Tails won him. The Fox Cop got captured. Eventually, Sonic managed to escape the SWAT bots and find Sniffly's control center. There, Sonic overpowered Sniffly and forced him to realize Tails and call off the SWAT bots. Sonic and Tails later brought Sniffly to the excavation's power generator and told him to turn it off. All thought Sniffly remained an uncooperative. Tails managed to turn off the generator. The heroes then left Sniffly and returned to the Knot Hole, where Sally had a bad news for them. Robotnik was looking for the deep power stones for his Doomsday project. In the indentation, Nicole would not provide them with info about the deep power stones before Sally reached adulthood. Sonic, however, persuaded Nicole to reveal the information because Robotnik planned to misuse the deep power stones and ensure his Doomsday Project success, meaning Sally would never live to reach adulthood. After the heroes learned that the deep power stones could generate the incredible power or destruction, and that place where they were buried were described in the Three Scrolls, they decided to stop Robotnik, who had already got the first deep power stones. For the plan, they secured the other deep power stone. Tails brought Sonic and fake deep power stone to that Rotor, and he prepared for them. Sonic also convinced Sally to the Tails take part in the mission with them. The heroes promptly went to the Drog Hang, where Sonic, Tails, and Nico pretended to have a dog to the second deep power stone. Sonic then caught the attention of the SWAT boss and Robotnik, who had led into a great unknown. There, Sonic convinced Robotnik that destroyed the deep power stone by throwing fake deep power stone into a lava geyser. After that, Sonic was saved from Robotnik force by Dorsey. After returning to the Drog Hang, Sonic dug up to the last scroll, which allowed him to find the real second deep power stone. All thought Sally thought about destroying the stone, and Sonic convinced her that they should keep it since its power to come in handy. Afterwards, Sonic revealed that Tails was the one who came up with the idea for fake deep power stone. In recognition of his deed, Tails was made an official freedom fighter. Eventually, Sonic came to Chuck's hideout with a chili dog from him, and he learned that Sniffly almost cost him during his last spy mission. Sonic wanted Chuck to return to Knuckle with him, but he refused to go until Robotnik was defeated. Sonic returned afterwards to the Knuckle, where Sally revived the information about the fuel taker and convoy that was going to deliver to the fuel for Robotnik's Doomsday mission. With his friends joining him, and Sonic snuck into robotic droplets and is distracted to comfy guards and allowing Sally, Bonnie and Antoine to sabotage the fuel tankers. After a while, however, the cars return into conflict. Sonic took out a power ring and uses to run back to his friend Thrush to his sewers. There, Sonic has saved his by help. Sonic saves his friends by helping them escape into the sewers before returning to the knuckle with him. Sonic later went to Chuck's hideout, only to discover that Chuck, the eavesdropping bug in Robotnik's war room, and had been damaged. And in an offer to help his uncle fix it, Sonic caught in attention of the SWAT boss going to the Robotnik warehouse, thus allowing Chuck to enter the Robotnik warehouse to trust the air duct and undetected and set up a new wire tape there. Sonic later joined Chuck into the air duct and found out that Antoine has been cast by Sniffly. Fortunately, Sonic managed to save his friends and escape with him Chuck's hideout. There, he promised Chuck that he will return to him as soon as Antoine has been taken care of. Tracking down Dorsey, Sonic handed to Antoine over there and then ran back to Chuck. Upon his return, however, Sonic saw Chuck's hideout and has been destroyed. Sonic thus infiltrated Robotnik's headquarters and rescued Chuck, who Robotnik was interrogating. All thought they were a sound surrounded by SWAT bots. Sonic created a whirlwind to scare the enemies. After they escaped with the aid of Sally and Bonnie, Chuck led Sonic and Sally and Bonnie to his new hideout, which he had prepared in the cave's cover and has been blown. Sonic wanted Chuck to return to Knockdown with him, but Chuck insisted on remaining in the robot droplets and a secret spy. Having no other choice, Sonic bid goodbye to Chuck and left robot droplets with his friends. During one night, Sonic helped the test with metal-eating balloons that Rota had created. He then left to check what Antoine was doing at the post. Finding the Antoine asleep, Sonic woke him up. A while after, however, the Earth opened up and the Doomsday Pod emerged from it, with banging to destroy everything live around it. Sonic promptly evacuated Rota from his workshop just before a tree collapses on the top of it. Fortunately, they managed to save some of the metal-eating balloons, and Sonic uses one of destroy the Doomsday Pod. Realizing that the Doomsday project was no underway, Sonic and Sally sent a message to other freedom fighter groups. With Nicole's help, the heroes they learned that the Doomsday Machine could send hundreds of the Doomsday Pods across the entire planet. After Ari, Loopy, Paula, and Derek arrived, the heroes took action. While Sonic, Sally, and Bonnie and Antoine snuck into a Doomsday Machine base and hiding underneath of a fuel tanker, Loopy, Ari, and Paula and Derek created a diversion in the sky. With the guards and distracted, Sonic and his team used his metal-eating balloon to create breach in the Doomsday Machine, thus which they entered. Inside the Doomsday Machine, Sonic came across a corridor where he was attacked by the electricity and generating robots that tracking his movements. Unfortunately, Sonic managed to destroy them. Later, he and his friends reached to the Doomsday Pod factory. There, Sally failed to contact the other freedom fighters. With the group of realizing that their allies has been caught, Sonic decided to destroy the Doomsday Machine himself and persuaded his friends to flee to the safety in the Doomsday Pod. Before separating, however, Sally gave Sonic Nicole, who helped Sonic locate the main generator. Sonic tried to destroy it with explosives, but discovered it was protected by a diamond glass. Immediately after, Robotnik appeared and dropped Sonic into a roboticizer. As the roboticizer was activated, Sonic tried to protect himself against the roboticization with the power ring, but its power was insufficient. As such, and Sonic added the additional rings to its mix, their power causing the roboticizer to overload and break free to roboticizer. Sonic subsequently escaped from the Doomsday Machine and joined his friends in the Great Unknown. There, Chuck suggested that they use the power of the Deep Power Stones to destroy Doomsday Machine. Being one story short, Sonic snuck into Robotropolis, which was abandoned due to all of Robotnik forces being preoccupied with the Doomsday Project. With Nichols' aid, Sonic searched Robotnik's private safe, but found nothing there. Fortunately, Nicole caught sight of the Deep Power Stone and Robotnik's stable. Sonic then returned to Sally and Chuck, who had found a tunnel connected to a Doomsday Machine. Sonic and Sally returned to his side of the Doomsday Machine and decided to join forces to stop Robotnik. Sonic subsequently dug into a tunnel and they found only to come under the attack of the Doomsday Pod. Sonic, however, destroyed with the help of the last metal-eating balloon. He and Sally reached the Doomsday Generator. However, Sally began to fear to unleashing the destructive potential of the deep power stone called Destroy the Planet. Sonic thus decided that they should, using beam the power stones, unlock the stone and liberate the energies. As the SWAT bots surrounded them, Sonic and Sally joined the stone together, obtained the power equal to that of the 1,000 power rings. Sonic and Sally destroyed the Doomsday Machine together. In the aftermath, Robotnik disappeared. Sonic and Sally then returned to a Nutto together, where they celebrate the fall of the Robotnik. At the end, Sonic and Sally shared a passionate kiss. Sonic is cool and relaxed teenager with a big attitude, having hardly changed since his childhood. Sonic basically just a big kid at heart. He possesses a lot of self-confidence and has a playful yet never mean-spirited arrogance about him, that lets him have a fun even in the face of danger and cracks jokes while staring evil in the eye. However, he becomes very serious when he finds all his friends and family in danger. Never overestimating his abilities, Sonic believes in his speed and carrying him in trust to any trail. Sonic is very impatient when it comes to waiting and will actively seek out action, which makes him ignore the manners and social customs, act before thinking, and unwilling to slow down. Because of his attitude, Sonic also sometimes comes across as egoistical, but he is never selfish in his action. Despite his flaws, Sonic is a good-natured person with a big heart and a strong sense of justice. Fully devoted both of his friends, family, and the freedom fighter cause Sonic wants to defeat Robotnik and the cause and making him pay for everything has done. He has also get annoyed. He has also get annoyed at Sally and Nico very technical manners of speech, permitting him to tell them to put their explanation in the simpler terms that he can understand. Well thinking and planning and technically ahead is not his strong point. Sonic is clever and sometimes, and they do such things that other people do not, and he is skilled and developing strategies to deal with Robotnik's robots. foiling his schemes, or busting his friends out of the situations. Sonic's great strength is in running speed, with the ability to run less at the supersonic speed, making him the faster than any known living entity. As the, as the testament to his speed, Sonic is able to outrun of Dr. Robotnik machines. His speed is so great in the fact that when he takes off, Sonic can create a powerful gust of wind. Sonic has demonstrated near completed the mastery of his speed and can use it for it both high speed, offense and defensive. For example, he is able to create powerful tornadoes and vortexes of the wind by running around the circles, which and blow opponents away. Sonic's main maneuver in the super spin, which is a variant to the tenders for the hedgehogs to roll into a thing's balls for protection. With this maneuver, Sonic can turn himself into a buzzsaw that he can cut through to the earth, metal, and other dense substances. Another version of his attack allows him to rotate around his own axis and become a living drill that they can bow the underground and dig thrust to many layers of soil. Sonic is the only being who can harness to the force of the power rings. With the power rings, Sonic revives and increases all of the secret talents and abilities. In the fact, his speed is bolstered to such level that when he Sonic accelerators after the charging up with power rings, it's accompanied by a shock wave that emits from where he takes off. Sonic is equipped with several gadgets. His sneakers have the anti-gravity function that allows him to stick a ceiling at the grain of the button on his sneaker. In addition, Sonic can use his sneakers and anti-gravity to slow his fall to the ground when he is falling from high up. Sonic also sometimes has various explosives to charge that and can be accessed to the curtains, surfaces and be donated by remotely. So that is all for now. I hope you enjoyed the history of the character that you learn about. And for the next time on Friday, I read the next character history. And sorry for my reading speaking. But sometimes the words can be difficult. But it's okay. I made it so far. So yeah. So have a nice day and enjoy your day. Later, Thunderbolts. Bye.